guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephen Tui. On this channel I make sewing tutorials. I post new videos on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, so if you're interested, please check back on those days in order to watch new content. If you like the video, please make sure to give the video a like. It's very important that you give this video a like if you like the video, and as well, in fact, go and like all my old videos that you like if you didn't give them a like. Please have a lovely day. Thank you for everybody that has subscribed so far. Enjoy the rest of the video. If you are a beginner or if you're a person that wants to brush up on your skill, I offer online courses. I'll be showing a demo how to make a jumpsuit for you to watch and decide if it will be convenient for you to learn online. If you're interested, send a Telegram message to the number that you can see on the screen. Thank you. Alright, you're welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the dress that you've seen on the thumbnail already. For my fabric, I'm using neoprene. So this is neoprene. My Nigerian folk, you guys know it as polo. I don't know why it's called polo for some reason, but yeah, this is neoprene. The dress is made out of neoprene. For the neck, for the detail that you saw on the neck, I bought this trimming. This is sold as an accessory. If you check your sewing accessory shop, you should find this. Alright, so besides that, your zipper, regular stuff. Also, you will need cotton bias. So you see this, it comes as a roll made of cotton, pre-folded. We're going to use this for finishing places like our neck and the armhole. But with that out of the way, let's start. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw ½ inch at the top, and this line that you draw at the top is going to serve as your allowance at the shoulder. So you see, fabric is not on the fold, fabric is flat, so that's what you're supposed to do. Now the next thing I want you to do is you're going to need to take the measurements on your baby from the shoulder, okay, from her shoulder to wherever you want the flay to start from. For me, it is 8 inches, so I'm going to come from up here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place her shoulder measurement. So the shoulder measurement is 8 inches. 8 inches divided by 2, 4 inches. So I'm going to place 4 inches over here. Okay, and then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to draw a line. Yeah, from the top part here, from this point, you come down by ½ inch, and you make a mark at ½ inch. I'm going to rule a line connecting the front to here. Okay, then draw another ½ inch on top of it. This is going to serve as your sewing allowance at the shoulder. Now the next thing I want you to do is I want you to keep a neckline width of 1.5. Now making this for a baby that's around 6-7 months. 1.5 for the width, and also I'm going to do 1.5 for the depth. That's for the deepness of the neckline. I've made the curve for the neckline. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to place the armhole. Now, if you want to find your armhole for a baby of this size, what you do is you divide your shoulder measurement into 2. So the shoulder was 8 inches. 8 inches divided by 2, 4 inches. We're going to come from here. We're going to come down to 4 inches. We're going to make a mark. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to need to take the chest and the belly, whichever one is the biggest. You're going to use that everywhere around here. So for me, her chest is 20, belly is 20, basically the same thing. I'm going to divide that 20 inches by 4. Okay, so if you have your belly measurement, divide it by 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5 inches plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. That's going to be 6 inches. So if you are comfortable with 5.5 inches of allowance, that's only half. Sorry, if you're comfortable with only ½ inch of allowance, you can place that here as well. Okay, so we place 5.5. So the ½ inch we placed at the bottom is the allowance for joining it to the bottom of the dress. Now I'm going to cut this out. After you have done this, the next step is to cut the back. Okay, so when it's time for you to cut the back, you're going to keep whatever allowance you're comfortable with. I'm going to keep 1 inch. Now this 1 inch will serve as your zipper allowance. Okay, after you've placed this 1 inch, you can place your pattern on top and simply just trace around the pattern. So you can see I've traced this pattern on top of the back. Now the thing is, at the back we want to have a V. We don't want the same neckline at the back. So what I'm going to do is from the top here, I'm going to come down to I'm going to come down to 4.5 inches and make a mark. So from the edge to 4.5 inches and make a mark, and then I will make a curve from the edge that we have here to this point. So now this is the new neckline. I'm going to cut this out. Alright, so after cutting these two parts, the next step is to cut the pattern that will be used to cut the flare for the bottom of the dress. Now to do this, remember that the distance the distance around her body is 20 inches, and over here at the back we added 1 inch in front of here, meaning that this 1 inch time 2 pieces for the back, that means we're given the total of, we added a total of 2 inches to the underbust, to the distance around her body. Okay, when you're about to start cutting your fillet, what you need to do is you divide that 22 inches into 4 places first. Now 22 divided by 4 is 5.5. Now when you're about to start cutting the fillet, remember that we want this to have an excess so that we can make pleats in order to make it fuller. So because of the pleats that we are going to make, the next thing we're going to do is, now I'm going to add a total of 4 inches to that 5.5. So I'm going to fold 9.5. Okay, I added 4 inches to the 5.5, and I'm going to use that to try and draw a quadrant. I mean, that's 1/4 of a circle, 1/4 of a circle. That's what I'm going to try to do now. I've kept the 9.5 here. Then the next thing we're going to do is we need to mark the length of the dress. Now from here to here, it's already 8 inches. Remember, I told you from the shoulder to the cut, that's already 8 inches. So you're going to place 8 inches, or you place 8 inches on this line, and then you mark the dress length at the end. For me, the dress length that I want to use is 17 inches. Alright, and with this we have cut everything. The next thing is to transfer it to fabric. So when it's time for it to transfer to the fabric, when it comes to these two parts here, that's the front and the back, you're going to put your fabric on a fold like you would see me do now. I put my fabric on a fold and I would cut the two sides. And with that, I have cut both sides, the both sides of the back. You see, this is into two. This has to be just one piece. Okay, so now the next step is to fold for the bottom part. Now, when you're folding to cut the bottom part, you fold it. In case you don't know how to fold when you're cutting a peplum or a fillet, you first make a big straight fold like what we have here, and place your pattern on top and check that you're not crazy, like that you're not really out of the amount that you need, so that you don't spend a lot of fabric. So you make a fold, use this pattern, you compare how much excess you have around, so that you don't go and make a crazy fold and lose a lot of your fabric. Then after you've done this, you want to now collapse it again. When you're done cutting it like so, you're going to simply divide one end. Alright, so the first step is to join both sides of the top together. So you're going to join the shoulders. I'm going to join the shoulder at 1/2 inch on both sides. So after you have done that, the next step is to iron both sides of the neckline of the shoulder flat. So alright, so the next step is to install your cotton bias. So you can see this is the roll I got, even though it's all messed up now. You're going to open it up. So you see it comes pre-folded. Okay, so you're going to open it up. You're going to see a crease, a line inside here from here all the way down. You want to spread this line, keep it close to the edge like I am doing now. From here I'm going to stitch it all the way around. I'll make a stitch here that will hold it in place all the way around to this other side of the back. And then when you are done with that, when you're done with stitching around the neck like I have done, you will now turn the bias to the inside. Okay, so now this is the inside. You can see where we have the shoulder. I'm now going to top stitch on top of here, from here all the way around to the other side of the neckline. Now the next step is I'm going to go and iron this down. Okay, I'm going to go and iron this down, and when I come back, I'm going to come and install the gold trimming. Make sure that the thread, you switch your thread to a thread that would match the color of whatever trimming you are using. So I'm going to install the gold trimming, and because of that, I'm going to change my top thread. That's the thread that will come from the needle. It's going to be in the gold color. Alright, so now I'm going to keep 1.5 inches away from the edge before I place my first flower. You can start from wherever you want, and I'm going to tack this down everywhere until I get to 1.5 inches before the end. Alright, so after you have done this, you change your thread back to the color that would blend with whatever you're working on, and then you're going to join 1/2 inch on both sides. So I'm going to sew from here down by 1/2 inch. Repeat the same thing on this side as well. Alright, so the next step is to finish your armhole with your bias as well. Okay, so what you're going to do is, I want you to bend 1/2 inch at the beginning of the bias before you start. You place it on your fabric. Okay, lay it down on your fabric, and then you do the same thing you did at the neckline. You stitch around the armhole. Okay, and then after you have done that, you turn it inside out, turn the bias inside out, and then you stitch around here. Alright, so after you have finished both of the armholes like this, the next step is to join the gathers. Alright, so now the next step is I'm going to make pleats around the waist as I sew along this line. When I start sewing, I'm going to keep the first 1 inch free of any pleats, so that my zipper will not have any thing in the way when I'm trying to fix my zipper. Okay, so now look at this. I have made the pleats in front of the dress. The next step is to install the zipper. That's the last step. What you're going to do is you're going to keep a space. I'm keeping a space of 3 inches from the joining that I have over here. I'm going to keep a space of 3 inches from there. I'm going to stitch down, and after this, I just simply fix my zipper. In case you don't know how to fix a zipper, see my video on how to fix a zipper in less than 4 minutes. That will show you the easiest way